Alright, so this will pretty much be for the history of jazz class, bebop, cool jazz, and hard bop, and the differences between them, as well as some facts and stuff. So we're going to start off with bebop, which was active from 1945 to 1950. Not to be confused with the Cowboy Bebop anime series, which is actually a pretty good series. You had people like Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie, who were pioneers for that time. The origins of it formed in what they called jam sessions by the young jazz players and associates and people interested in playing and fans of it. These were all people who were dissatisfied and ignored the commercial dance music types. So they kind of created their own kind of type of music, I guess. They were actually the first to view themselves as artists, not entertainers. Everything's subjective. Some of these people in this picture are entertainers. Some of them are artists. But like I said, everything's subjective. Now, the era that this was created in was the 1940s. I mean, you had fast cars, you had World War II going on, you had a lot of fashion industry changing, and of course, cigarettes, diners. One of the people that talked about the bebop era was Miles Davis. He pretty much said that bebop jazz was about change through its evolution of how it was played. He didn't think it was still music or standard music. Another person was Duke Ellington. He actually said that bebop jazz is like playing Scrabble without vowels. Now, we all know in writing class you gotta have those vowels. But for the record, I never played Scrabble. The next one will be cool jazz. The years that it was active was 1950 to 1955. It pretty much was mellow type music compared to the other music. It was relaxed, it was a lighter style, not rough around the edges. Now, during the time that this was historically, it was during the Cold War, and it was post-war, but it also was during the segregation times. One of the biggest pioneers for the cool jazz era was this producer and record organizer named Norman Gantz. He also was like a promoter. He started up this place called the Philharmonic, and he pretty much organized jazz groups. He took care of their tours. He recorded a lot of records with people, and he was one of the pioneers who just said, you know, he wouldn't tolerate racism. He wanted to give a good product to the fans, as in the records, and then, you know, make profits in the meantime. So definitely one of the pioneers was Norman Granz. And the next one is, of course, hard bop. Now, hard bop, I don't know why there's a picture of I think that's a llama. It has nothing to do with hard bop, but whatever. Some of the people that were known for being hard bop people were Art Blakey and Sonny Rollins, who's actually one of my favorite jazz players. And he also had John Coltrane, who actually inspired John Legend, supposedly. It was influenced by gospel music, and of course the 50s rock music, and also the blues music. So it was more of an aggressive rhythm. It was mostly black musicians. They pretty much countered the bebop improvisation, so hard bop was kind of more organized, I guess. So you could definitely say that. So that's pretty much the difference between hard bop, cool jazz, and bebop. And I definitely recommend, if you're going to check anybody out, I definitely recommend Sonny Rollins and John Coltrane. And my favorite would probably be the hard bop type of jazz. So there you go. This is for the history of jazz homework. Thanks for listening, and I hope all you guys do well in the class.